Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sound on Stage. I'm Greg Heilman. Again, this week we are the Sound and Beyond on Stage, coming to you from Ashland, Oregon, and the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. My guest today is Eileen Polk, the manager of the Oregon Shakespeare gift shop here, which has just opened a few days ago. So we're going to talk about that and a bunch more with Eileen. First of all, Eileen, welcome.
Thank you.
To the show. Thanks for taking some time this morning before you guys open for the day to sit and talk with us about the gift shop. So first of all, I mean, this is a beautiful space, and we'll superimpose some video of it for everyone to see. But it just opened. I know last year when I was down here, you were in a temporary space over next to the Thomas Theater.
Yes.
How long were you in the temporary space? Was it just the one season?
A little over a season. We moved there in spring of 23, and we opened here 5 days ago. I'm looking at my coworker for confirmation.
Yeah, it still has the new car smell, which is great. You walk in here, it says, "Oh, it smells so new."
We love it. We're going to keep spraying things around for a while to make sure it stays.
And where were you before? Where was the gift shop before that temp space?
The gift shop for over 20 years was located at the on opposite the Bomer Theater, up on the bricks at the festival.
Okay.
And so it was about 15 steps from the Bomer entrance, which was a wonderful location for patrons getting ready to go to plays, and they would come, or just coming out of a play, they would come straight to the gift shop, and that was our favorite thing. But we really had no Main Street exposure to speak of in that location, and the new space that we have right at the corner of Main and Pioneer solves everything with that. We are right smack in the middle of downtown and in the best possible location.
Yeah, right across the street from the old Black Swan Theater. I mean, there's and right down the hill. It's not too far from the 3 main theater stages, so it's not too far of a walk. And I imagine this space, it's got some elbow room in it. So
it does. In terms of square footage, it's a tiny bit smaller than the Tudor Guild store, and I should give a shout out to the Tudor Guild. The Tudor Guild was a nonprofit organization that ran the gift shop and gave the proceeds of that gift shop to the festival for 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then in 2022, spring of 22, the store transitioned from Tudor Guild to OSF. And the Tudor Guild donated all the merchandise in the store, all the fixtures, everything to the festival.
Oh, wow.
To help the festival get started. And that was what we were able to use for merchandise sales for the first full season that we were open. So it was a really generous gift.
Yeah, so you got to save some money on inventory costs and things like
Absolutely.
that. So, but what was in this space before the gift shop?
This is an historic building. I think it was first built in just around 1910 or something like that, and I can't remember what it was before. But it then became a bank for several years. And then the festival had this space, and this space that we're in right now was actually 2 places. So there was a welcome center in the front, and in the back behind us, where all the rest of that store is, was the Marjorie Bailey room. And now obviously the walls between the 2 spaces have come down, and the whole thing is the store. So this is actually a little tiny bit smaller than our Tudor Guild space, but it's much more accessible for customers and easy for staff to see everything.
Sure.
Yeah, and the light's incredible. And
the light's
traffic is
beautiful.
great.
Yeah. And just walking past here, because I didn't even know, I saw that on Facebook that there was a new gift shop that opened, and I didn't even necessarily look into it. I knew it was coming down here, but I didn't look into where it was. And then as I was walking through downtown, just saw it. Thought, I've got to get in there. So.
Yeah. We're hoping everybody else will agree with you.
I think so. I mean, most of the people come to Ashland for the Shakespeare Festival and all the wonderful things that offers. And you have things here pretty much for every age and every Shakespeare fan, or theater fan for that matter, that is here. So can you tell us a little bit about all the things that you have for the theater fan?
Sure. We have, as you said, we have it for theater fans, and then for people who are walking by on the street who have no knowledge of the festival necessarily, or haven't come to a play yet. We're hoping to entice them to do that. So we have product as well for someone who's not necessarily a theater fan. And as we've bought for this store, we want to be a good neighbor in the town. So we want to have merchandise that's different from what's available elsewhere. And we've always, at Tudor Guild, we always had that idea as well. But we've continued it here, and sort of my mental tagline for our buying decisions is the Oregon Shakespeare Festival gift shop celebrating theater and all the other arts.
Nice.
So we have merchandise for, certainly for the theater fan, but we have things for people who are artists or writers, and then just casual gifts for people who want to take home souvenirs or who need something for the cat sitter. And loads of beautiful logo clothing, and then also some Ashland product as well.
And yeah, it's a completely synergistic relationship that the festival has with the town, and it's nice to see that the gift shop here is fully on board with that as well. They support the theater supports the town. It's really nice to see.
It is. Yeah.
Now I'm looking around here. And we'll get some video of the things in the glass cases back there. If you could explain what we have back there.
Sure. Our store, my coworker buys our jewelry and our clothing. I think she probably has the most fun. And she brings in beautiful jewelry, and people who come here, I've been at the festival. I started coming to the festival in 1980, and I moved here in 89. And then moved here full time in 2000. And when we came as visitors, the first thing that my husband and I would do was come straight to the store and buy all of our holiday gifts, because we knew that we'd find things here that we never would find anywhere else. And we would just stash it away and save it till the holidays, and then we'd pull out all of our treasure trove and give our gifts. So we still aim for that patron, and we have several people like that who shop here. So the jewelry is something that a department that we really loved to expand, and we're able to do that at Tudor Guild. And then when we moved into the space too, of course, we have loads of beautiful jewelry. So the whole back of the store is devoted to cases, lighted cases of jewelry.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see, looking at the front here, we've got scripts and books and everything, again, for every, from kids on up to actors and beyond, for pretty much anyone. We've clothes that are show specific,
Yes.
that are general for OSF, and they're dated. So you get a shirt this year for OSF 24, probably next year you come for 25 and you'll be able to get a different shirt.
Exactly.
nice,
Lots of different shirts.
Nice way to build a collection.
And with our scripts and books, we also, people who've been coming here for years, have expectations about what they're likely to find here. So at the moment, I'm looking at one shelf that has the 2025 season was just announced yesterday, and we already have the scripts on display and available for sale for the scripts for next year. And then, of course, all of the 2024 plays that have published scripts are on the shelves as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've noticed about people who come here, because I think because you're taking a trip, you're driving or flying, you're either renting a house or getting a hotel room. So you have to really be a big theater fan to make the trek down here. And I think from a patron perspective, it's almost next level. And I think having scripts here, those are the kinds of things that people that come to Oregon Shakespeare Festival are into. It's not the casual theater goer, because it is an investment to come down here, and it's well worth it. We've talked so many times here on our show about the number of shows you can see in a short period of time.
Yes.
I'm here for one more day. I'm going to see 3 shows over the next 2 days, depending on when you time your trip, and the indoor season overlaps with the outdoor season, and you can see so many more of that. But so you've got there's clothing, books, jewelry.
We have something special too. I know I'm interrupting you, Greg, but
You're probably going to steal with it, so I'm just going to hand it over to you.
Our props department has been a partner in crime, as the head of the props and I refer to one another. So we also have a lot of merchandise in the store that is made for us by the artisans in our props department, including the fountain right here, which you'll show, I'm sure, later on. We have a beautiful fountain filled with bears, made from costume fabrics.
Oh, wow.
Each of the characters in our major plays. So those are available, and then we have chunks of sets that were salvaged from the tear out last year. We've just cut them up, and the props department smoothed them off. And for $2, people can take home a piece of Oregon Shakespeare Festival.
Wow. That's
So we have
fantastic.
that. And later in the season, our costume department will be adding to our merchandise as well.
Great. I mean, that's just such a great way to. I mean, it cuts down on storage. I mean, there's so many. I can't imagine the storage facility that OSF has for costumes and things like that. But doing this actually, when you can have a piece of the festival to take home with you, even if it's a teddy bear with a costume or a piece of a prop, that's amazing. But what I was getting at is, and you specify this in your website, we have to talk about the caramels.
The caramels.
Yes.
We buy these at frequent intervals from a wonderful company in the Midwest. And we have them on the desks. I'm sure you'll take the camera around to show them a little bit. But people come in, we've had them for several years, and people, again, like the scripts, have expectations. So they come in and they say, do you have those caramels? And of course we do.
Is there anything that people come in and ask about frequently that you don't have?
Yes, t-shirt that they bought and loved from 20 years ago. Or a customer who just asked recently, glassware, a glass that they bought 10 years ago. So we get those questions on occasion from loyal patrons who've been here, and they really want to just replace whatever treasure they had from the gift shop before.
It is a lot. I mean, the more I talk to people, it is a lot like Disneyland for theater lovers. And anywhere from the underground tunnels between the stages to move props and sets and things like that, to the way you guys handle merchandise. It's pretty incredible and pretty satisfying to have a gift shop that's this size and this breadth of items for sale to support the theater.
Yes.
So what are your so you said you moved here in
2000.
Mm-hmm. And obviously you came here before you moved, so obviously you have a love of Shakespeare.
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, when that started for you?
That started probably in high school when I was introduced to Macbeth. That's my first Shakespeare play. But I started coming here to the festival in 1980, and of course the plays that we do every year include Shakespeare, but it's usually 3 or at the most 4 Shakespeare plays through history each season, and then the rest are new, modern, commissioned works, classics, all kinds of non-Shakespeare plays. So coming here is it's heaven for a theater lover. Mm-hmm. Whether Shakespeare is your favorite playwright or not, it's still a place to come where you just enjoy it.
For sure. And the things they do with the Shakespeare plays, they modernize them, they set them in different times. I think it was Twelfth Night last year was in the Jazz Age, which was done really well, and Romeo and Juliet was in the urban areas of Oakland. So it's not your parents' Shakespeare, plus all these original works that they do have, which is nice to see, because you that way you get the Shakespeare people, but you get people that just our general theater lovers as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So on the store here, before we wrap up, how many people do you have on staff here at the shop?
We have 5 paid staff members, and we'll have 2 more joining us on the 31st, which is the 31st of May, when the outdoor theater begins. But we also have a huge, wonderfully loyal staff of volunteers, people who volunteer for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in general, and lovely, lovely people who continually volunteer here in the store. We could not do that without them. We couldn't afford to pay for the staffing that they provide. So it's a major gift to us.
Yeah, speaking of volunteers, are the volunteers mostly people that come here for the season? Are they local residents? A combination of both?
Mostly local residents, but we do have some people who come for, say they come for the summer, and they'll volunteer while they're here. We love that.
Yes, because Ashland is a destination. It's not just for OSF. There's so much to do in the area, so many outdoor recreational activities and things to see. So I can easily understand coming down for a summer, though it does get warm.
Yes, that's why I moved here.
Excellent. So Eileen Polk, thank you for taking some time
Thank you.
to introduce us to the gift shop, a brand new gift shop.
Come see us in this brand new gift shop.
Yes, it's a nice space, and it's got everything you need as a theater lover. I'm going to go around here and pick out some things here in a minute as well and fill up my car for the drive home. So again, thank you, Eileen, and thank you all for joining us here on The Sound and Beyond this week on stage from Ashland, Oregon. We're at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival gift shop. I'm Greg Heilman with The Sound on Stage, and until next time, I will see you at the stage door.